Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're talking directly to CFOs and finance leaders, and we're unpacking a massive shift that is actively reshaping enterprise finance. We're going to be framing procure-to-pay automation not as just some routine IT upgrade, but frankly, as your absolutely most critical financial imperative for 2026. Because, look, this isn't just about going paperless anymore. It's about building a faster, smarter, and highly resilient financial ecosystem from the ground up. So let's kick things off with a pretty tough question, one that every single finance leader really needs to be asking themselves right now. Is your procure-to-pay process secretly leaking working capital? Because the harsh reality we're seeing is that if you're still relying on traditional manual workflows, those disconnected systems are more than likely bleeding funds through hidden operational costs, delayed supplier payments, and some pretty serious unseen compliance risks. Here is our agenda for this explainer. First, the manual procurement cost trap. Then, AI for scalable finance, the top P2P automation partners, the phased rollout strategy, and finally, maximizing ROI and mitigation. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the manual procurement cost trap. Think about the stark contrast in how these operations run. Traditional workflows essentially force you into a heavy reliance on spreadsheets. And let's be honest, spreadsheets are the absolute enemy of scale, along with just endless email chains and totally disconnected systems. All of that breeds delayed reporting and massive compliance risks. But intelligent automation completely flips the script. It creates a data-driven environment with deeply embedded fraud controls and actual real-time visibility into your enterprise spending. It's literally the difference between flying blind in a storm and having a crystal-clear financial dashboard right in front of you. Let's break down exactly where that capital is bleeding out. Manual workflows practically guarantee sky-high processing costs and the very real, terrifying threat of duplicate payments. You're also suffering from painfully slow invoice approvals, which obviously strains vendor relationships and triggers unnecessary supplier disputes. And honestly, perhaps the most dangerous part for CFO, poor spend visibility makes accurate forecasting nearly impossible. Every delayed invoice is basically a missed early payment discount just sitting there on the table. Moving on to Section 2, AI for scalable finance. So, the cornerstone of this whole transformation is Intelligent Document Processing, or IDP for short. Now, IDP doesn't just scan your documents, it actually understands them. By leveraging machine learning, it automates invoice extraction and classification with significantly greater accuracy than traditional OCR ever could. And here's the real game changer. Every single invoice the system processes makes it smarter, driving touchless workflows that essentially eliminate human data entry altogether. And these technologies connect directly to your bottom line. Artificial intelligence is in there, predicting invoice exceptions and perfectly routing approvals to instantly clear bottlenecks. Meanwhile, robotic process automation steps in to do the heavy lifting on repetitive tasks, like PO matching, which massively reduces the manual workload for your team. Add predictive analytics into the mix, and suddenly you can forecast cash flow requirements and flag supplier risks with unprecedented precision. Look, the ultimate goal here isn't just to make incremental tweaks. It's a massive paradigm shift away from operational dependency. Leading enterprises heading into 2026 are targeting incredibly high levels of completely touchless processing. Stripping away that manual dependency absolutely cuts costs, for sure, but far more importantly, it frees up your elite finance talent to focus on strategic insights, rather than having them act as highly paid data entry clerks. That brings us to Section 3, top P2P automation partners. You definitely don't have to build this in a vacuum. 3 of the top specialized service providers executing this at massive scale right now are WNS, Accenture, and Genpact. WNS really differentiates through AI-led P2P transformations and specific CFO-focused frameworks. Accenture, on the other hand, brings huge scale backed by powerful cloud platforms. And Genpact offers incredibly deep expertise in AP transformation and analytics-driven operations. Leveraging partners exactly like these is how you accelerate your time to actual ROI. Let's look at execution in Section 4, the phased rollout strategy. We all know you can't just flip a switch and automate an entire global enterprise overnight, right? So here's your 4-step execution playbook. Step 1, standardize your processes to reduce complexity. Step 2, and please listen closely because this is your golden ticket. Target high-volume, repetitive tasks first, like invoice validation and PO matching. Prioritizing those is the absolute best way to guarantee early ROI. Step 3 is to implement gradually before broad scaling. And finally, Step 4, align your finance and procurement teams early to get that vital cross-functional visibility. While you're rolling that out, navigating the common pitfalls is going to be crucial. You have to maintain a relentless focus on the supplier experience. Collaboration is absolutely key here. Also, you must ensure rigorous data quality because garbage data will break your automation instantly. Actively manage change resistance among your staff, and above all else, establish incredibly strong governance frameworks to make sure your integration stays secure and fully compliant. Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, maximizing ROI and mitigation. To actually prove the ROI of this investment to the rest of the C-suite, you have to continuously monitor specific, data-driven KPIs. Track your cost per invoice, your touchless processing rate, your payment accuracy, and your overall cycle times. By systematically tracking these 4 metrics, you completely transform procurement from what used to be a black box of expenses into a highly transparent engine of operational excellence. But keep in mind, this whole endeavor isn't just about scoring some savings. It's about building a robust defense. Automated payment systems and AI act as a powerful shield for your enterprise. This automation drastically mitigates compliance and security risks because it inherently prevents duplicate payments, enforces strict fraud controls, and maintains absolutely unalterable audit trails. Plus, it optimizes your payment schedules, which hands your treasury team unparalleled visibility into cash flow. There's a great takeaway from our source material that really hits the nail on the head and cements the core theme of this briefing. Data-driven procurement is becoming a major competitive advantage in global enterprises. Intelligent automation isn't just some tactical cost-cutting tool anymore. It is literally the fundamental building block for long-term operational resilience and enterprise agility. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one provocative thought to chew on. Are your finance operations truly resilient enough for the autonomous future? This transition to intelligent, scalable procurement ecosystems isn't years away. It's happening right now as we head into 2026. The technology is proven, the partners are ready, and the financial imperative is absolutely undeniable. The time to act and invest early is today. Thanks for joining me.